okay? Because the media is so pervasive about what it is that we do on our attitudes and our perspectives and our behavior. Becky went to get a job, wanted to work for Abercrombie and Fitch, okay? How many of us buy clothes from Abercrombie and Fitch, okay? And I says, Becky, why do you want to work there? She said, well, Dad, they got some cool clothes. I said, okay, so let's talk about the cool clothes. I said, so, you know, they got these, she said, well, they got these great ads, you know, and you know, these cool guys, and they're kind of, they don't wear a whole lot, you know, and so I says, okay, got it, and she says, well, if I wear Abercrombie and Fitch clothes, then I'll probably get a better boyfriend. I says, so okay, so let's talk about this. I says, Becky, you have a boyfriend. Well, yeah, I mean, he's a really cool guy. I said, you satisfied with him? Well, yeah. Well, so are you really after a better boyfriend? Well, actually, no, Dad, I'm not. I just like to wear the cool clothes. So why do you want to wear the cool clothes? Well, it goes back to the guy thing. I says, well, Becky, let's come back around. What is so cool about Abercrombie and Fitch? Dad, they got these great cool ads. They present this image about what's cool, and I want to be cool. Okay? I said, Becky, let's decompose that. Abercrombie and Fitch, what are they? Well, they're a business. What are they about? They're about providing value to their shareholders. Okay, and how do they do that? They create this great media presentation about people who are cool. You buy into that. You want to go buy their clothes. In fact, since you don't have any money, you want to go work there so you can get a discount on the clothes because you want to be cool, right? Well, Dad, you got it right. I said, so it's not about the boyfriend. It's about cool. It's about the perspective. It's about belonging. It's about being a member. She says, well, you kind of got all that right. And I said, so let's think about that. If you think about what it goes on from a media standpoint in creating the image, then it's critically important we also understand as individuals how to decompose that image. Because if the marketers would have it their right way, they're going to want us to spend as much money as possible heading down that path. The reason I raised this point is the media has a tremendous impact on us as individuals and us about our perspectives, our attitudes, and our behaviors. And the important part that I would like you to walk away from is it's not, when we go out in the job market, it's not about us and our perspectives and our attitudes and our behaviors. It's about the value we provide to the customers who are those who are buying our products and services to the companies we either own and operate or the companies that we're a part of. And the value that we as individuals have to think about is how do we deliver that value? Technology plays a critically important part of that, but in using the brain, which is a lot about the interaction, the people skills, the soft skills, those are the sorts of things that are going to allow us to be successful in the workplace. And while I would contend, don't turn off the media. In fact, you know, the data says, on average, us in this room, we probably participate in the media about 7 hours a week. I actually think that's relatively low compared to most of the population that I see. Of course, my kids may be abnormal. Okay, they spend a lot of time in front of the TV or on the computer. Okay, and every day, all of us see about 3,000 ads every day in what it is we do. But we need to think about not what's the value from our standpoint, but as we look at the workforce and the job, what's going to be important, the skills that we have to be able to meet our end employer needs. So I apologize for the video because I wanted to kind of give some perspective about this notion about media. Unfortunately, the clip didn't work very well in this process. I'm going to clip through to the last slide because I think this is one, as we said, about from a citizen standpoint. What are we looking for in a society and what are we looking for in the workplace? Economic self-sufficiency. Number 2, active participants in governance. So remember, please go vote today. Ability to effectively communicate and interact with others. 4th is this notion about the passion to learn, unlearn, and relearn in all that we do. And last but not least, focus on the future. That's where the value that we can bring value. So with that, I've run over a little bit where I was time-wise. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on the video, but I'd like to pause now and respond to any questions that you may have that I can give you insights to. No questions? Go ahead.
Just recently, I was listening to BBC.
Yes.
And they were talking about convergence and how they're going to spend billions of dollars getting more infrastructure and applying technology for that convergence because they see that's the future. And they were sort of talking about the transfer protocol as the central part of that. And I was just wondering, see it the same way.
So for those who cannot hear the question, it has to do with convergence and the discussion of the BBC, British Broadcasting, about what's going on from their standpoint, about where they're spending dollars, sounds like from a technology standpoint, on this notion about bringing information available so it's more accessible and available so people can access it. My view is that's where all of our information systems are going to go. We're going to see much greater integration of those systems. I think the technology is there. And to be able to make sure and bring that convergence together, I don't think that's where the challenge is. I think the challenge is how does we as individuals interact and react to that information that we have. Because there is certainly a market for those of us who are in the IT technology area to be able to drive and create that infrastructure. But more importantly, how is we as individuals going to take advantage of that to look for and provide value to our end customers, whether it's as the Boeing company, providing airplanes, that's part of our business. The other part is national defense. But the reason Boeing builds airplanes is about bringing people together so they can do the things that are important to them. Okay? And so bringing information together will help an awful lot. So great opportunity there, but it's going to be as much about, so how do you apply that? Because if we don't take advantage of the information that's out there to create new products and services, it will be very interesting but not relevant to providing value in the marketplace. Okay? Question over here, yes.
Yeah, I'm still suffering from jet lag from my trip to China.
Mm-hmm.
And over there, I bought 2 suits. They were tailor-made to my specifications. They measured me and everything, and it took 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful suits, and they cost me $36 US each.
Right.
I can't even buy the material here for that price. And so, of course, those jobs are moving in that direction. And companies that sell and market clothing know this, and they go to where the what's called in our textbooks competitive advantage is the best. And Boeing did the same to my job. It went to India, an engineer and a computer scientist, and it conflicts with your chart showing how Boeing or the industry needs these technical skills when the race to the bottom is to India and China and countries that can provide those services at a much cheaper cost.
So let me offer.
Why should I study engineering if my wage is going to be competing with that $35 suit?
That's a great question. And having just been in India myself a month ago, I was in Delhi. The reason I was in Delhi is having meetings with GCAS, GE Capital Corporation, as well as with a number of the software vendors, because Boeing has about 300 equivalent people doing coding in India between Bangalore and New Delhi. And so the point you raise is a great one. A number of things that are going on in the U.S. about job challenges, and that's why I talk, it's not about a labor shortage, it's about a skill shortage. 2 things going on. One is we continue to see increased productivity because of the product systems and tools we put in place. Someone's got to be able to design and architect and create those. I mean, that's the innovation and ingenuity that I see really coming out from an American standpoint. And we're still doing a lot of that. Okay? If we look at where we are on the 77, I'll use Boeing example. The bulk of the design is occurring from a top-level system standpoint. That said, we have a number of components that are being designed and developed overseas because of, as you mentioned, the competitive advantage. If we look at the number of jobs that are being outsourced today, whether it's going from Seattle, the Bellevue area, to Wichita or to Mesa, Arizona, that's about being able to get a competitive advantage in terms of labor rates and potential skills, or if it's going to India. If we look at jobs, there are certainly a number of them going overseas, but what